You have to at times tell yourself it's not for you. You weren't for that customer. You're not for everybody, but you are for somebody. You're just not for that person. They say as an author that you shouldn't read your reviews, because generally when you open up your reviews, you're immediately going to go to the 1-star reviews, and those 1-star reviews, man, can really discourage you. People can put something really nasty on there and discourage you and really disconnect your creatives. And it's times like that, man, where you have to realize that when you put your creative work out there, whether it's a writing, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a video, a lecture series, even in selling, you have to at times remind yourself it's not for you. Because there are going to be times, especially in selling, man, there's going to be times where you come across some mean, nasty customers, right? And so you come across those customers who just come in there just to light you up. And it's like the worst customers come at the worst times in your month, man. And so you're just on a bad streak, and it seems that one just like sends you over the edge. And it's not that you dismiss rude customers. Yes, you fight hard to go past the smoke part and figure out, okay, a lot of times that's just, they're just fearful. And they're taking their baggage from previous experiences and they're bringing it on to the experience that they're working with you now. So sometimes that's just the superficial part of it. And once you can uncover that, then you can address, put them at ease, and then see if you have a service or a product that you can help them with. But occasionally, dude, customers won't let you do that. Occasionally, man, they just come in. I call them the 10%ers, man. The 10%ers come in, and it's 10% of the customers that you've worked with that month, but yet they ruin 90% of your effort. Because those 10%ers come in and they just squash you. They say something rude, nasty. They didn't let you finish. They didn't let you even get off the ground. They didn't let you present. They didn't let you do anything that you wanted to do, and they squashed you. And then they walk out of there just redline. And think about how much emotional currency you spend on retelling that. It doesn't do you any good. So one way to stop from doing that is you have to at times tell yourself it's not for you. You weren't for that customer. You're not for everybody, but you are for somebody. You're just not for that. If that person doesn't see the value, if that person doesn't want to see what all of his or her options are, that's on them. It's not for you. I'm not for you. Occasionally, dude, I'll have customers that will come into my office to sign up. And, I'm always, laughing and stuff like that, and I welcome them in, and they'll come in just with this snarl on their face, and they're like all twisted up. They're pissed off at the world, it seems, and they won't even let me present. I don't want it. Just give me the vehicle. What's the note? What's the rate? The rate's too high. The term's too long. I'm not doing that. Don't even offer. Don't even think about offering. If you do, I'm gonna walk out of here. You have customers like that. And that becomes a challenge for me to see if I can find the fear. Why are they saying that? Well, tell me about that, Mr. Customer. We don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but tell me what's your biggest concern. And sometimes it's, the last product that I did, it didn't cover anything. I felt like it was a waste of money. Then I can address those things. Sometimes maybe someone slid something in there on them they didn't realize, and so they want to make sure this time this doesn't happen. And then I can address that too. But sometimes, dude, you have customers that work with you. You have events that work with you, and all of a sudden they just redline you, man. They just come in there and just jack you up. Tell yourself right there in the moment. Don't get sucked into all that, man. Tell yourself right there in the moment it's not for you. And sometimes I'll do that before I even address their concerns. It's not for them. I'm not for you. This isn't for you. And then what I'll do is, because I can psychologically back down, emotionally back down, and then I can rebuild it back up if there's an option there. But if you're in sales, man, if you're in any sort of creative work, podcast, videoing, what else am I talking? Blogging, and selling, man, anything that causes you to be vulnerable. In all of those areas, man, it's vulnerability, man. You put your creative art out there, you're leaving it wide open for someone to judge you. Sometimes, people just have bad things going on in their life, and it's easy to just dish you. But don't let someone thumb you down. Don't let some nasty customer come in, a 10%er, and squash you. You just have to tell yourself, it's not for you, Mr. Customer. Do your best. Do everything you can to try to overcome that. If you're in selling, then do your best in that. Try to overcome it. And if you can't, then at the end of the day, it's not for you. Move on to the next customer. Don't even worry about that. They don't want to see their options. They don't want to see what other perspectives there are possibly there. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Do your best. Try in many ways. And then at the end of the day, tell yourself it's not for you. Now, if you're writing, if you're creating, if you're podcasting, if you're videoing, when people thumb you down, man, when people try to dish your work, I need you to tell yourself it's not for you. It's not for you. And move on to the next creative thing, because it's not for you. You're not for everybody, but you are for somebody. And that next post, that next thing you do is the next thing that I needed at that precise moment to keep me going, to keep me in the game. Hey, if you like this episode, man, you're gonna like this one even better. Check it out.